Hi, victorious manager. Who's got the first question for Schneids? We'll start in the first row on the left. If we can get the microphone over there.
Hey, John.
Hey.
That moment in between innings with the kids coming out and, a bit of a remake of the Sandlot thing. What was that like for, you guys, the players, and just everyone in here as a whole?
It was pretty cool. We got told before the game kind of the production of it. The players get asked to do a lot, and I think in the moment you kind of realize how special baseball is, and just how many people it affects, kids, adults. Kind of brings you back to your childhood a little bit. Celebrating the 250th year of this country too. It was pretty special. I thought the league and Philly did a great job with it. It was a cool baseball moment for sure.
Third row on the right, Jordan.
Hey, John.
Hey.
As someone who knows this area well, how have you experienced Philly this week? All the booing, all the cheering. What will you remember from this week at All-Star?
A lot. I think for me personally, you think of time spent with your family. My wife and my kids, my parents and my brothers is pretty cool for them to be here. I didn't get to see Philly too much. You're kind of going, but it was overall. It's you never know when you're in this position, so you're trying to just take everything in, and special for me that it was close to home and a place that I'm pretty familiar with too. So I just tried to enjoy it, and it was definitely a fun last 48 hours.
Got the second row on your right, John.
Hey, John. Part of being an all-star game manager is being responsible for everyone else's guys throughout the game and throughout this whole period. Seeing Caminero go down like that, I mean, what's going through your mind? Obviously, not a great situation to be managing and be part of, I imagine.
Yeah, that's what the last thing anyone wants to see, whether you're here or sitting at home. I know X-rays on Junior's pinky were negative and everything seems to be okay, and I shot Kevin Cash a text kind of right after that happened, and he was appreciative of that. So we'll see them in about a week. So I hope Junior's all right. He's an unbelievable baseball player and even better person. So you're trying to do what's right by everyone. That's the last thing that you want to see, like I said, but glad he's okay.
Go up front, Ron.
What does it say about current baseball that Dylan and the pitchers who followed held a lineup like that to 3 singles and no one getting past first base?
Yeah, that was impressive from everyone. Really, really happy for Dylan, getting 3 strikeouts in the first. And I haven't listened to the whole commentary yet. I'm sure it was pretty entertaining with him and Langoliers talking, but it's the game now. Guys' stuff is unbelievable. To see Luis Arraez strike out and Yandy Diaz strike out a couple times, it's just kind of like a you never see it. So it speaks volumes to how good these guys are. Hitting is at an all-time high, and I think as the game kind of went, I think the bullpen guys kind of fed off it a little bit. Guys coming out of the bullpen, they were all excited coming off the mound. So it speaks volumes to how good the pitching is for sure.
The third row on your left, Gabe.
Hey, John, you're kind of a 90s kid, if I'm not mistaken. What was it like greeting Boys to Men as they came into the dugout?
That was that was cool. Me and Shelty were sitting there talking like, wow, this is kind of cool, here in Philly. It brings you back to your teenage days a little bit, but I thought that everything, every performance was cool, from that to the anthem to God Bless America. Everything was really cool, but awesome to shake their hand and say, hey, huge fan. You know what I mean? A 46-year-old dude saying, hey, huge fan. But everything about tonight was pretty special.
I'll stay in the same row.
Hey, John, in this game specifically, there was a couple of the young talents in the league missing because of, the pitching rule on Sundays. Do you hope that maybe the date of the game maybe goes back a day to have those pitchers available, because for the fans to experience those guys in a game like this setting?
I think, I don't know. This is my first time doing it, right? So you're kind of adjusting on the fly. But I think both sides, you're trying to just line it up and make sure you have enough coverage, whether it's pitching or position players. We used everyone. Everyone got in, which was the biggest worry today, and getting through it healthy. But I think I don't know the answer to that. If there's a way to maybe have more guys available and knowing they're not going to pitch. I know that off days and the break is precious for everyone that plays every day. So I don't know, but I think it's you're kind of trying to thread the needle with the availability that you do have, and I've said it a million times the last couple of days. It's really tough on the pitching coaches and DeMarlo and Jamie over there and Doc and Donnie and Ollie. It's hard to get everyone in and make sure it works, but yeah, I don't really know the answer to that, but I think it's really important that the fans see the best players in the game.
The two last ones standing on your right.
If you answer this, I apologize, but just like any game, getting an early start always sets the tone. So being able to get the 3 runs early, how key was that in terms of what you wanted to do the rest of the way, in terms of your rotation and players and substitutions and so forth?
It was nice because you get out to a lead. It gives Dylan a little bit of a chance to take a deep breath, I think, and before the first inning. But it kind of you're always worried about guys getting at least one at bat. So that's when you're making a lineup, you're trying to figure all that stuff out. So it was nice that you sent 8 guys to the plate and you knew certain guys were going to get a couple at bats and you can kind of get them in, get them out, and get everybody in. That was the biggest part. But against a guy like Sanchez, there were some pretty good at bats. Even Bobby's walk and Shea's walk and a couple knocks from the Yankee boys. But it was nice to kind of do that so everyone could get in.
I think we have one last one on the left. We can finish up in the 4th row.
Thank you. Hi. Did Justin ask to speak to the team? Did you ask him to speak to the team? And what exactly did he say to kind of rally the team?
No, I actually asked him yesterday. I said, hey, man, just out of respect for you and your career, you're a future Hall of Famer. This game is bigger than any one individual, but I thought for him in his last year, I think it would be cool for him to share some of his thoughts. He's been through this a lot. And kind of just gave him a little, heads up as to what I was going to say, and what he said kind of echoed it. Was you never know when you're going to be in this position, and you have to appreciate the people along the way. And he's made lifelong friends from being in this game for so long. Whether it's Mike Trout or Kevin McGonigal, sitting here in his first All-Star game, it's baseball connects you, and we're all kind of part of this same big family. So I thought what he said was spot on, just to appreciate the people that you meet along the way. And, it was an honor to give him the floor for a couple minutes.
And we'll finish up standing on the left.
Has managing the American League brought back any emotions from last year's playoff run? Yeah, you're going against the team that you played in the World Series, and you kind of get familiar with Doc and his staff and the players a little bit, and you reflect on it, and I think you're thankful that you're able to do this, where not many people are able to do this, and you get people like Joe Torre coming up before the game and saying, "Hey, enjoy it." He's done it forever. I feel like Doc does it every year right now. I'm joking with him about that, but. Yeah, you reflect on the the run that we had and the group that we had and the year we had last year, and you remember how special it was, and it's really cool to share it with the staff that was there last year and the players that were there last year too. So definitely a moment that I won't forget.
This is my youngest daughter, Sai. Say hi, Sai. Hi, Caden. There you go.
All right.
You got it.
Well, Dad's the Ted Williams All-Star Game MVP, which has a nice ring to it. So we'll get started, and we'll start in the 2nd row on your right.
Hey, Cody. The last time you were in an All-Star game, right here, age 23 season, it was just your birthday. Now you're 31. A lot has changed since then. How special it is to be back here at the All-Star game, be able to share it with family, and cap it off with an MVP.
Pretty special. I really just, my first few years in the big leagues, I was here, I think, 2 of my first 3 years, and I was like, oh, I'll be here every year. So, took a long time to get back. It's such a, competitive league, and it's hard to be an all-star, health, performance, it all has to come together. And, I just really, honestly, this one, I just really enjoyed it.
Go to the 4th row on your left, Cody.
Hi, Cody. Congratulations. So you're in company in terms of Yankees history with Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Giancarlo Stanton in terms of winning the All-Star Game MVP. How cool is that to be in that company?
It's special, man. I mean, wearing this jersey, I feel, I feel proud wearing it. It comes with, a lot, and I just try to put my best foot forward every day and give it everything I got.
Standing on your right, Cody.
Cody, congratulations. Talk about the at-bat in that first inning, bases loaded, 2-out situation, and a guy like Sanchez, and just a good pitcher he is, and just talk about being able to come through in that spot to give you guys the jump start and get the win.
Yeah, baseball's a funny game. I mean, he's such a dominant pitcher and his stuff is so good. I mean, really, for me, it was all the guys in front of me, base hit, a walk. Bobby had a great at bat in front of me. Saw, I think, 8 pitches. And for me, bases loaded, 2 outs. I just try to keep it simple. Single up the middle, and the pitching today was just dominant. I mean, it was nasty, hard to score some runs. So, just try to stay within myself and just try and get the job done there.
Third row straight ahead, Jordan.
Cody, how would you describe Philly as an all-star host city this week, playing there over the years, and what was it like just over the past couple of days?
It's been amazing. It's been such a fun weekend. The atmosphere is always so amazing. I think they love their players, man. It's so super special, and they're passionate about the other fans not on their team as well. So just the atmosphere was incredible. It's fun to be here. It's a fun place to play, and it was just an overall really good weekend.
Got Ron right up front.
As the game goes on and all these pitchers are setting everyone down, does it dawn on you it's quite an accomplishment to get a hit like that on a night like tonight?
Yeah, for sure, especially against Sanchez. Just the pitching was just dominant today, and it was like the 5th or 6th inning, and so keep your jersey on, you never know. So I was just watching the game and just sitting in the locker room and just hanging out and just watching the game.
All right, young man up front.
Congrats, Cody, on winning the All-Star Game MVP. So how does this fuel you for the rest of the season?
I'm going to enjoy this right now, have a off day, and then on Friday, it's right back to it. We got the Dodgers coming into the town and, trying to win the division. High hopes of going to the World Series, winning the World Series. So, there's a long ways to go. I'm just excited to get it going.
The second row on your left, Cody.
Hey there, Cody. I'm curious. You first played in the All-Star Game in 2017. How would you say the All-Star Game experience has evolved since then?
I feel like it's. I don't know. I feel like it's. I feel like it's about the same. I remember my rookie year in Miami. There was, cameras everywhere. There was people everywhere, and it was such a cool experience. So, I think they do a good job of they make it exciting. It's a busy 2 days for us and the families, but overall, it's a really good time.
Go up front on your left, Cody.
The moment in between innings, Cody, with the kids coming out on the bikes, and you have your kids here this weekend, and just what does that moment mean, for you guys, for the kids, and for everyone that was here tonight?
Yeah, I think it was special. We do play a kids game. We're all little kids at heart playing this game, even though it's a challenging game. But ultimately, we all fell in love with the game at a young age. We're all still those little kids with big dreams. So we're just out here playing a game, and it's always nice to have that perspective.
Go up front on your right, Cody, and then Bob.
Hey, Cody, congrats on winning the All-Star Game MVP. So what was your favorite part of this weekend?
I think my favorite part of this weekend was the Derby was a really cool experience. I had the kids on the field. It's kind of something you always saw on TV, wanted to experience. And the red carpet was a fun experience. And the game, I would say the game was just, it was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Standing on your right, Bob.
Cody, following up on one of the previous questions about the atmosphere here, can also be a pretty tough crowd. What do you think the Yankees are going to be? How they're going to be received in 2 weeks here?
I imagine how we probably got perceived today, along with a bunch of other people. So, but that's what makes Philly great. They love their team, they love their fans, and coming in, it's always a tough atmosphere, and but you just got to be ready for it.
Just a few last ones far back on your left.
In the back.
Dave?
I think about a week ago we were talking to you, probably grinding through one of your harder parts of the season. Now, like a week later, you're on this stage with those players and winning the MVP. I mean, is that a pretty big emotional swing for you?
Baseball is the craziest game in the world. It really is. Sometimes it's unexplainable. And going into the break, I actually was feeling pretty good. I feel like I was on the right track, and just continue to every day is a new day. It's not always going to be good. You just got to keep on putting your best foot forward and trying to become, the best player you can be.
Two last ones. We'll go to the middle on the right, and the third row on the left after that.
Just hi there. Just with all the emphasis on the kids, which is great. Do you remember the first time you made an all-star team when you were a kid and what that felt like?
When I made an all-star team?
Yeah, way back when.
Yeah, I was 21 years old, right? Is that what you're asking?
No, like as a kid. When you were in Little League or travel ball, or
did I go to an all-star game?
I'm sure you did. That's what I know. What it was like. The first time you ever would have.
I think my first all-star game was when I made it in 21.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, went to a lot of baseball games, but I didn't go to an all-star game, not to my recollection. Sorry. Yeah, is that true? All right.
We'll finish up in the third row on the left.
Hey, Cody, congrats. Just what was that celebration like with you and Ben with the RBI singles? Was it a little bit more animated today with the it being the All-Star game and you guys getting it against Sanchez?
Yeah, I mean, Ben's really just been doing it all year. He had a good derby, hit some balls, pretty far, and I think he put on a show, put the world on notice, and he's such a good player. He's really smart. He's fun to talk hitting with, and he's just had a tremendous year.
All right, well, congrats to the whole Bellinger clan. Real happy for you, and have a great second half.
Thank you, guys.
All right, congrats to the MVP.